Welcome back to another episode of Recovery Life. My name is Latoya, and we are back. We went on a little vacation for a couple months, but we're back now. And so I would like to introduce you to my guest, or I'm going to have her introduce herself because she's new to our audience. So would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Jacqueline Diaz, and I'm grateful, very grateful. I'm on a new life journey, yeah, and I'm enjoying the journey.
Okay, so when you say you're on a new life journey, tell me a little bit more about, so if I never knew you, what would that journey look like?
Happiness, peace, serenity. It just goes beyond my wildest dreams, and yeah, I'm embracing it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what was it like before you had this feeling? Like the day, if you could just give me a small picture of what it looked like before you were able to actually embrace the feeling of peace. What was it like for you in your life?
Struggle,
Okay.
gloomy, dark. Couple of breakthroughs. It was never ongoing. The light was never ongoing. I always dimmed my light. I dimmed my light a lot. So, yeah.
I want to break the ice for you and just say to you, you are truly a magnificent woman. And I'm glad that you don't look like anything that you ever went through or you felt like. You look amazing. You look very beautiful today.
Thank you.
And so the show is called Recovery Life, and we know that we can recover from all things, whether it be gambling, whether it be opiates, it could be alcohol, it could be sex. Have you ever had any struggles with anything that put you in an addictive state of mind?
Yes, I have struggles with cocaine, always crack, alcohol, men.
Okay.
Not being myself, who I am. I always try to be somebody else to fit in. And yeah, I had big struggles with that.
So when you say men, right, you have some people that are on the other side of this saying, men? Like, what is that about?
Well,
so explain a little bit more about when you say struggles with men. I might understand, but somebody else will be like, well, what is the problem there?
Okay, well, the struggles that I mainly put on myself because I love hard. And I have put a man before myself, my children, my family. And I get how can I say? If I'm on the path, I can easily get off that path for love of a man.
So would you say that you become addicted to relationships?
Yeah, mostly not healthy ones.
Okay. So
Not
now we're
healthy
getting
ones.
somewhere. That's the juicy. I want that. So when we're talking about the unhealthiness of a relationship, right, and it is on the same wavelength as any other drug, right, because we have that feeling of there's something missing, there's a void inside of us, and we're filling it. Whether it be alcohol, fentanyl, crack cocaine, pills, man or woman, too many shoes, too many scratch-off tickets, too many machines. It doesn't fill that void of the peace that you said is now in there now, right? So give me some of the, if you don't mind, give me an example of what it looked like when that void was filled with the wrong thing.
A lot of sorrow. A lot of disappointment. A lot of crying. A lot of crying. Self-worth was low self-esteem. Yeah, it's dark. It was dark. My void was filled with drugs, unhealthy relationships, being somebody I didn't want to be, doing the things that I degraded myself, and it was just dark. It was dark.
And I love, to when I get to introduce the new person first, and then we get to visit for a minute where we come from. And so God willing, June 27th, it'll be 13 years for me, and that of recovery. And that came with a lot of pain, happiness, joy, sadness, sickness, and I use the new tools that I have learned in life as opposed to reaching for a bottle or a pill or just anything that's unhealthy, right? Because those habits don't just go away. We don't just stop because we decide it's bad for us, right? We don't stop because it's bad for us, right? We stop because it's bad for everybody else's life, and we can't have a job, a career, a house, a car, soap and water, brush your teeth. The disease of addiction steals all of those choices away from you, and it's very hard to steal it back, correct?
Yes.
So what was it like when you made a decision that you no longer wanted the disease to have control of your life and you wanted to replace it with something healthy?
Well, first of all, I had to start loving me. I had to surrender first. And to my higher power, which I choose to call God. I had to surrender. Once I surrendered, I gave myself a chance. And I went to a program, and from there, I would just had that determination, and I self-loved. I never loved on myself. I'm good for loving on everything else but myself. So that time I took the love on myself, and to look at things differently, like meetings. I've been to plenty of rehabs, about 22, 25, and I never did like NA meetings at all. And then when I did go, it was like I dressed up. It was like 13 step, and I didn't even know what the first step was.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know what the first step was. Barely knew the Serenity Prayer, but I was there for the wrong reasons. I wasn't ready, And for once, I did what the program asked me to do, And I did this in every out of 22, maybe 25 rehabs I've been to. This is the first one I haven't got into a relationship. Yeah, me. Yeah.
So basically, you haven't got high, because when you have introduced yourself and say to me, I usually fill the void with a man, that becomes a part of our addiction, right? So you haven't got high. So you've really been doing this the hard way, which is getting to know yourself alone, right? And figuring out what it is that Jackie wants and what I love and what I want to know about myself. And how hard was that to sit with yourself and say, ooh, I would love to have a man, but but I got to get to know who I am and what kind of man I even want to have in my life, right? Because we don't want to repeat the same thing, right?
Yeah.
That's like kicking heroin and then saying, let me stay clean, but let me try that bag real quick, right? It doesn't work.
No.
How hard was that to sit with yourself?
It was kind of hard. Long nights. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard. It was. I just don't want to be sidekick, boo thing. I have worth today, and I know my worth today. I want to be a wife. I want to be in a relationship with communication, a healthy relationship first of all. Yeah, and I never had that because I never gave myself a chance. And I always believe you get what you put out. But like I said, it's an amazing journey right now. For me, it's amazing. The grace and mercy that was shown to me, it's awesome. You know, when I left out of the program, I kind of want things my way, and I thought I was going to Norwich, or I thought I was going to another facility. And I was like, no, I'm not going there. Today I was leaving, you know, like I do, want things like yesterday, in my way, which is never seemed to get me nowhere when I do things my way. But when I got to where I was at, when they let me out, later on that night, I laid in my bed and like all came to me, and it was like, wow, the address, my mother's birthday. I knew I belonged when I seen the cross on the front of the house of Jesus on the cross, and the name of the place, because I know he gave me a lot of grace and mercy. So I felt, oh, I belong here. You know, I felt like I belong. And like I said, yeah, sometimes I have my good days and my bad days, but I also have to realize they're gonna have to kick me out of here. Like, it's their time up, it's time to go. Yeah, because it feels so good to able to be a part of something, and just to have an open mind. And I got so many great people, like the rooms I could call my family. And you're very special to me. You are. I have amazing women in my life today that I could talk to about anything, you know. And it's just giving myself a chance, you know, giving myself a chance. Me and my family, I mean, they was always there for me. I have an amazing family. They loved me when I didn't love myself. Yeah. And they keep loving me. But today, me and my daughter, my son, we have a good relationship. My grandkids, my sisters, yeah.
I love that for you. And
It's just,
sitting with self, and like you were talking about being lonely at first, right? And getting to realize that loneliness is a feeling within. You could be around 100 people and still feel lonely. It doesn't mean that there's a person that can replace that feeling. And sometimes we just need to feel the feeling, right? But when we're coming out of addiction, we're so used to not feeling things or feeling everything all at once. And that's not supposed to happen, right? So going through the process of feeling things is something completely new, and it feels foreign, you know? So the fact that you're fresh still and you stayed alone to get to know who you are, as I like to say to a lot of the women that I talk to on a daily basis, is that it's very easy to form a trauma bond with someone who's been in pain just like you. Like I overdosed 10 times. Me too. You overdosed 10 times. So did I. Oh my God, we're meant to be. You drank 2 cases of beer on Christmas. I drank too. Oh my God, I knew it was fate. No, it's a trauma bond. Like, you're going to connect the dots to something that is just like you, because water seeks its own level. And we're too intimidated by something that would be loving enough to say you're doing it wrong, right?
Yes.
So now when you got to face off with yourself and you got to say, yeah, girl, I might not want to date somebody that's in the sober house, right? I might want to wait and see what that person is doing for themselves on the inside first, right? What do you do when you... What do you do? It's just what?
Okay, so what do I do if I don't want to wait for a healthy relationship?
Yeah.
Well, I still, I don't know, my heart. I have a loving heart, and I still try to reach out. Are you okay? You know, and I have to stop doing that, because a lot of times I reach out and, are you okay? Try to help, and you know, and sometimes I end up right back in that boat again. You know, that's how my heart's built. I care about people. I love people. Right now, I just, I'm one day at a time. I'm just doing it one day at a time. Really, I am. I know how to navigate my way around. When I say that, it's like getting off one safety and to the next safety.
Okay.
I can't have no in between. That in between is not good for me. Like if I step off the bus, I got to step into a meeting. Like everything's got to be right there, and I can't have that in between time, because
you don't trust yourself still.
no,
right?
no, I definitely don't. Definitely don't.
It's big for you to be able to say that. Like, I don't trust myself. That's called recovery, by the way. When you know that if you put yourself in a position where you're not groomed so whatever you have not done in recovery, and you've done it for the first time in recovery, it makes you a newcomer at that emotion that you're dealing with. So you're not going to know how to handle that because you've never done it before in recovery, right?
No.
So that's why you have the network, and you have a sponsor or a mentor or somebody that you can call and say, listen, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable about my next moves because I don't have a safety next move. I'm kind of on a whim here, and I'm being led emotionally or physically, whichever one of the two come, because they both get you in trouble.
They both gets me, yeah. Both.
You know? So I'm a newcomer. I just came in, you know. I just got out of rehab, and I really don't think I belong here because I haven't lost anything. I got two parents. We live in East Lyme. I got good friends. I don't really want people to know that I have these struggles. And I'm in the room and I come up to you and say, what is this all about in here? And you know what I just told you about myself. What would you say?
It's reality for one thing. It's reality. It's about helping one another. First of all, I'm a hugger. When I will hug her, you know, show her love. Listen to the person, you know, and if I can't give them the best advice, I direct them.
That's right.
To a good advice, you know, because I'm still new myself, but I would give you that direction, you know. I would definitely tell them, you know, just sit down and listen and keep an open mind. You know, sometimes I can be straight direct. It might sound harsh too, but at the same time, I'll still be right there for you. But you know, don't get in relationships, you know, or you know, just you're gonna have your good days, your bad days. Just one day at a time, and I'm more showing hands-on, like just showing love, or you know, like that. But right now, I'm in the stage of just listening. If I feel something heavy on my heart and I want to speak, I speak to let it out. Gotta let that out. But than that, this round I need to just sit down, listen, take notes, you know, and do what they ask me to do. For once, you know, not what I want to do. You know, that's how far I got right now, just by listening. And I had time clean 3 years by doing what they asked me to do, you know, until I took my will back. You know.
What was that like when you took your will back?
Whew. Just refunded all that misery in that one day. Everything just came right back. Like it was, like I never had 3 years. It just all came right back. That one day, we talking 24 hours. I was back in darkness.
How hard was it for you to come back after the 24 hours?
Nah. After that, I was out for a while. It took me a while because from there, you know, death started coming through the family, and yeah, I just stood out longer than I usually do, because like I said, I've been every rehab damn near in America, and I do them and I complete them, but I always come home and right back. I'm going to visit my aunt. She never sees me, you know. I'm going to do this. I always, the next day, very next day, I'll go back to what I'm used to. You know, the apartment with, you know, with
Going back
kids'
to what's
father.
familiar.
Yeah, what's familiar. What's familiar. And that same day, that same exact day, yep, it's just like flushing the toilet, everything just goes right down. Yeah.
And it comes back to, the question when I asked you about the hypothetical with the young lady, and so I had that parents whose daughter was 23 at the time, and she was pouting and stomping her feet, calling her mom, I want to get out of here. This place sucks. I don't want to be here. Let me out of here. Come and get me. And they showed up. And while she was packing her stuff, I went to downstairs to talk to the parents, and I said, you got to let me do my job if you want her to live. You can't keep coming to get her every time she stomps her feet or pouts. She has 8 years clean now because of that one day of me going out there to say, Mom, I know you want her to stop crying, but we can't fix every damn thing. Right. This is not something that we can fix. This is something that she needs to have taught her. She needs to learn a different way of life. And that's just the way it is. I compare those two things as like The Walking Dead. Like if you and I were sitting here right now, and I'm sorry, but if you got bit by a zombie, I'm leaving you right here with that pretty dress on because you are infested. I gotta go. I'm going out there with them, the little dog, all that's going. I gotta go. Thanks for doing the show, Jackie, but you're no longer Jackie if you get bit.
That's right.
So when they use, you're no longer my cute little girl or my handsome son, or my auntie, or my uncle, or my dad, or my aunt. You're not that person anymore. You have been infected by something a billion times more powerful than you could ever be. And family and friends and careers and colleges have no say on how this goes. Let me do my job, is what I said. Right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you can acknowledge, I'm not stronger than this disease. And I'm talking about whether it be the man that's trying to come, because it will come at you indirectly. When you're going at your life and it's going consistent and things are going good, it won't go at you the same way. It'll come at you in a different way. It'll try to get somebody close to you. Something that can get you to fall off of your consistent game, right? You have something going, and it wants you to fall off of that routine. Because addicts need consistency. And if you go A, B, C, and you jump, there's a problem. If the train jumped the tracks, I wouldn't give a damn what time it was it happened. It is not on track. We have a problem, right?
Yes, Houston.
Exactly. So we need some consistency. What do you do to make sure that your day is consistent? Something that you do on a daily basis that starts your day off.
I pray. When I get out that bed, I hit my knees and pray. Before I go to sleep, I hit my knees and pray. And I ask God to go before me in that day. Yes, I do. I just keep it simple. I get on that bus, I go to my meeting, I get back on that bus, I go home, do my chores. I mean, I have a routine. Go out, maybe go to eat, but it's a routine. And at night, go to my women's group. I so love, and yeah, it's a routine, and that's how I do it. I don't try to step outside that box or, going. No, I'm a routine person. I'm structured. I need structure. I know I need structure. If I don't have structure, I don't have nothing. Okay, and yeah, I'm a structured person. And that's how I always survived. And I did them programs 7 months because it was that structure. I was, but I knew I had to get up. I knew I had to do this. I knew I had to. That's the type of person I am. But now maybe I got to stay in that structure for a while. For a while, I can see myself 2-3 years structure. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, 2-3 years, maybe more. Because I've been out there a long time. So, yeah, I need that structure for a while.
Time went by so fast. See how fast that went?
Yeah, I did.
I really wanted to take this time and say thank you for coming here today. I will get you back on the show again. You're my first guest back on in a couple. I haven't been here in a couple months, so I'm gonna get you back. How was it?
It was nice. I'm A little nervous, but it was nice.
You did good, and I thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Latoya.
Don't give up. Continue to fight this fight. I'm going to continue to fight this fight. Recovery is the way to go. And I believe in you, so you believe in you. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Recovery Life. Ciao.